Hello guys, welcome to our gaming studios. Recently, I played this cool looking game developed by a YouTuber named Royal Skies called Macrophage or something. And if you were to believe Mr. Google, it actually means a type of white blood cell that surrounds and kills organisms or microorganisms, remove dead cells and stimulate the action of other immune system cells. Yeah, so basically we are actually playing Inside Out, or more accurately, Osmosis Jones, which actually raises some questions and concerns like who's this poor guy we are playing inside his or her body, and is it actually consensual, and more importantly, what about us? Where exactly are we? Are we inside the body too or outside? Or maybe we are inside the different body. Wait, what if we are like inside the brain and we are controlling this surgeon-like macrophage to defend our main body from these swarms of infections, germs, some viruses, like an army, huh? Wouldn't that be something? This will be funny. I don't know whose crazy human's brain I ate today gave me so much weird thoughts, huh? Wait, what? Disregarding this terrible joke, that totally not true. Royal Sky's channel is actually focused around creating, modeling, animating, etc with Blender. Basically anything related to Blender, he probably has a tutorial for it. Anyway, so Macrophage is actually a mix of 2D, 3D, anime looking, shoot 'em up, hack and slash, survival type of game. You are basically put in a map and survive the swarms of mechanical monsters, or Mechamon as I would like to call them, for the given amount of time. The game is actually really fun for a grinding type of orc like me. The game mechanism was easy, straightforward. You just need to follow the tutorials and everything will be explained to you. Or if you are a true orc like me, you will just gloss over the tutorial and figure everything later mid-action. Aesthetic was, the anime theme is pretty good, right up my alley, and seeing the character I was watching being created and modeled in action, it makes it feel extra special. As for the animations and effects, they were really amazing. Though I'm not an animation expert or even a noob, and considering I have been trying to learn from the human himself, I don't think I'm in any position to make any judgments. But they were honestly pretty solid, and most importantly, they suited the style and the aesthetic of the game. And I love how her tail moves. By the way, her tail is her sword. So cool. Also, do you guys hear this amazing soundtrack? So epic. He really nailed it. Now, the game itself is small and simple, or as the human himself put it,
it's a short, sweet 15 minutes of action where you play as a white blood cell defending the body against infection. That's it, that's the whole story. Nothing crazy, just a small burst of fun, and it's completely free, so if you're interested in blowing things up and saving the world for 20 minutes, then definitely try it out in the links below.
And he delivered. Though it actually took me around 45 minutes to complete all the 20 missions, and another 30 minutes to reach level 100. So you can basically get around 1 to 1.5 hours of fun time, which is more than enough for a quick game. But if you want to, you can even go past 100, because I reached level 102, so I don't think there's a level cap here. The first 19 missions were actually easy. At some points they were too easy, but once I reached mission 20, it became really competitive. And I even started dying because the enemy was cheating or something. I'm sure of it. But honestly, once you start focusing and the gamer inside of you cracks his fingers and reaches his arms a little bit, the difficulty tunes down to normal, so it's still not difficult. That being said, I have a few things I really hope to see improve in this game. But firstly, I would like to say how mind-boggling it is that the game doesn't actually have any bugs or glitches, which is unbelievable for a new game, especially since this is its first release. Of course you can fix the bugs after the release, but this is my point. This game doesn't have any bugs or glitches. You can just download it and start playing, everything works fine. Now, as for what actually needs to be fixed, first you have the UI. While the menus do look amazing and match the aesthetic of the game, and the custom font is also amazing and matches the aesthetic of the game, for some reason I sometimes found it hard to read at a glance, especially those large texts. I don't know why, but it felt like it needs a little bit tweaking, you know. Like for example, I didn't even notice there is an enter your name text at the top of the menu until I start editing. Also, even during the game, the text at the top of the screen, I completely forgot they existed, because everything gets merged with the background at some point. You simply cannot focus on it, especially during the game when a bunch of enemies are trying to kill you. But maybe that's because the text here are in white and they don't have a black edge or something, which makes them lack any contrast in bright areas. Also, the placement for the armor bar and the burst bar, I don't think it's suitable here, because since they are at the bottom, it's kinda hard to look at it. It would have been more appropriate if it was at the top or around the character itself, which is the usual thing. Also, the armor bar, which represents your health, is too long, that's what she said. It literally takes 3/4 of the screen and it's still hard to see. And just like the text, it also blends with the background, which makes it harder to see, because there are lots of green stuff at the bottom of the screen for some reason. And that's it for the UI. Now moving on to the next point, the auto-targeting. While I didn't actually mind the auto-shooting that sometimes happens, I found the auto-targeting really annoying, since it keeps sneaking a few shots in the other direction every now and then. And that's really annoying when you are trying to focus your attacks on a specific direction or specific location. I just wish there's an option for complete control over the character. And moving on to the third thing that needs to be fixed is the scores. Yes, we have scores, we have levels, and we also have experience points. But unfortunately, I still don't understand what are the criteria for scoring, because the scoring window calculates everything so quickly and closes as soon as it's finished. However, for those of you who enjoy beating your highest score, each mission shows you your highest score at the top, so you can repeat any mission to try to beat your top score. But since you don't know the scoring criteria and what gives you the highest score or what to improve upon, I guess you can just
try again.
Anyway, lastly, I would like to suggest general improvement to the game as a whole, like a storyline. Yes, this is definitely not the type of story-driven game, but I think it would be cool if the missions are given by a command center or something, where it's like, we have an issue in Sector 7, blah blah blah, we need you there. You know, a shallow storyline that connects the mission, which is actually kinda what we have here, but I wish it got more visually, if you know what I mean. Anyhow, moving on, number 2, more content. Yeah, this is supposed to be a 15 minutes entertainment, and you have delivered on that. But as you know, you cannot satisfy gamers, and we always want more. More missions, more weapons, locations, fighting modes, upgradables, etc, etc. Number 3, increase the difficulty. As I said before, the game feels too easy, and while it does get a little competitive once you reach mission 20, it is nowhere near what I was hoping for. There should also be an increase in difficulty after every mission, but the first 19 missions were just too easy, and I didn't feel any difference between them. This game truly has some potentials. Like, did you know at some point you actually get a backup? A partner, a weak, useless backup who doesn't kill, hold, or lure the enemy away, but a backup nonetheless. I think the next step for this game should be more missions and increase in difficulties, which in return will open the door to upgrading your weapons, armor, and even your partner or partners if that happens, and maybe even make them specialize in one of the Holy Trinity roles, tanking, healing, or attacking. But I guess you couldn't do that because you would have fallen into that rabbit hole you talked about before, because as an indie developer you shouldn't succumb to the alluring trap called features, and you should just stick to your schedule and focus on releasing the game, especially if you are like Royal Skies, who personally designed everything from scratch. Everything from characters, modeling, rigging, animation, enemy style, background, UI, game mechanism, coding, and a whole bunch of things I don't know they existed. However, I still hope it will get updated and upgraded from 1 hour entertainment to, I don't know, 1 day entertainment? Anyway, I rambled so much here. The game is solid and it's truly fun. You should give it a try. I promise you 1 hour of entertainment. That's all for now. Arc out.